Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Riyadh Masters formal group stage. Now, Winter, we're not on the main stage, though. Here we're over on the D stream. Thank you guys for joining us, where we're going to have OG taking on Xtreme Gaming. Winter, we casted this very same match less than 24 hours, around 24 hours ago, actually, now, haven't we?
24.
Should be a pretty exciting rematch, even though it was a 2-0 for the side of Xtreme, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Extreme Gaming, they definitely surprised me a lot, especially with JT. I mean, he played really well on his Mars, especially. I think he's been the person that's been surprising a lot of people at this event. Like
Right.
before this event, I think everybody is saying that JT has been underperforming for quite some time, probably at least a year, And this event, he's shown that he's back to his old self again.
We'll keep talking about that in just a second. As first, we'll take a look and we can examine the format here, of course, of the Riyadh Masters. Very different to the format that we had last year for the 2022 event. We last casted OG Extreme in that very top left section in that round robin for the play-ins. Both teams did manage to win their matches, and now we move into the formal group stage. So now we're in the top middle part of your screen, specifically for Group A, where we will now return to them as Group B is rounding out their first matches in the round robin format. Group A, of course, having Evil Geniuses and LGD so far sitting undefeated at the top. Evil Geniuses moving on to face who are they playing next? Team Spirit. And it is going to be then LGD moving on to take Gaming Gladiators, who's actually sitting in third place, tied for third place, where we also find Spirit, Quest, and Extreme Gaming. They're all tied at one apiece, Winter. And then taking up the rear of Group A is Nine Pandas and OG, who have yet to find a win in their first best of two series.
Yeah, time for them to figure out what's happening in the meta right now. Like the game has been changing a lot every week. Like even though the patch has been like just a tiny balance patch, but every week different heroes are emerging. And right now, guess what is the most picked hero?
The most, but Rubik.
Oh damn it! You knew.
You know what else I know, Winter? I know that there's a lot of money on the line here for this event. We've already bid adieu to a number of teams. The 17th to 20th spots occupied by Beast Coast Entity, Virtus Pro, and Execration. So the Filipino C team already eliminated, but they've gone home at least with 50K in their pockets. The next couple of teams to be eliminated out from the group stage are going to take home those 13th to 16th spots, which is 100 and 200K respectively. And moving on to playoffs is going to net you an additional 100K minimum payout of 300. Of course, everyone Winter in the race to take the lion's share, that $5 million for first place. It's a good amount of money, isn't it? We'd be remiss if we didn't really at least bring that up.
Yeah, I mean money is a pretty big motivation for the players for sure. You want to get that vacation bank vacation fund set up. Go to Bali, go to Maldives.
Go to Bali, go to the Seychelles, perhaps instead this time of year. Hopefully, it's not nearly as rainy. For one particular member, in fact, Winter, one of your compatriots here, JT, seems like that money for him has really been a huge motivator. Or is it perhaps something else? Could it have been perhaps the roster change that now sees him in a much more powerful position, or at least playing much more confidently than what we used to see from him?
Yeah, I mean the roster definitely affected him a lot. I think the roster change reinvigorated his lane. Uh, it's quite obvious that he's winning his lane more right now, and I think that has been like the issue with like Kaka a lot. People always say that when Kaka joins the team, he makes the team really strong, right? But because he's a very very strong personality person. When he says something, you need the whole team to follow him. And you can sometimes only take so much when you have this particular kind of player on your team. Or for instance, you you take it well for the first 3 months, and after that your players just get tired of it,
Yeah, a
and
bit tired.
eventually people are just gonna get bad. You play worse and worse. And right now we see a very very different team for Extreme. The way they are moving as unit, and you see JT playing Pudge. He was very very impressive with his Pudge the other day.
Yeah. What kind of OG? By the way, once again, we're in draft for game number one, best of two series here, folks. In case the OG fans now logging on after watching their daily True Sights. Winter, did you watch your True Sight today? Did you get your True Sight in?
Today?
Yeah, today.
No.
All right. Well, I'll make sure you get on that right after we finish. All right. But for OG, once again, Seb back for one last ride again. The power of family, all that good stuff here for them. If the Enigma has been available for OG in the first pick, they have always picked it. That's always been the case, but it hasn't always been Seb or even Taiga playing it. I believe you were talking about DM had his opportunity to take a whirl at the Enigma yesterday. Wasn't that right?
Yeah, it's a very flexible hero for them. That's why they like to open the draft with it. And they also chose to remove Snapfire and Elder Titan. Not a very common opening ban in the first phase. I think Elder Titan is particularly a ban against the Enigma. So this is telling me that there is a chance, very high chance, that this Enigma wants to be a core. Because against Elder Titan support, it's very good against the core Enigma because you get the damage and the armor from the summons, in the laning phase.
Yep. This Enigma has been a pretty powerful flex for the side of OG. This Rubik now immediate, kind of a counter pick, just a very popular hero as well. I think you said the most contested hero in all of the meta. Winter, could you specify, is that stat pulled from just Immortal pubs? Is that all of Dota, or is that at the tournament
No, at the
specifically?
tournament. At the tournament right now, if it's updated, so far it's been picked 72 matches. The second one is Undying 71. So Rubik and Undying are both the highest picked heroes.
Okay, well the Undying currently uncontested for now. I gotta say, Winter. Sorry, he's been banned. Yeah. Pardon me. What I meant to say was, this first banning phase is already extremely similar to what we've seen previously in this matchup. I don't remember Xtreme Gaming picking the mid as quickly as they did this time in their previous encounter versus OG. Just go ahead and double check that now. Yeah, I'm actually wrong. Game 2, they ended up. No, actually, no, I'm right. They've always picked a core in this phase, Winter, especially
Mars.
ones the Enigma showed. But they picked the Mars and they picked Ghost's Drow Ranger. Yeah, so this is the first time we see Paparazzi in this OG Xtreme matchup. It's the first time we see that, and OG are very quick to counterpick it with the DK. Well, counterpick as in he doesn't lose lane to Ember usually.
I feel like I always bring up the emphasis on like the cores. You want to have immovable cores, right, on the side lane. So whenever you feel like you have to choose a core to open a draft right now, I know I like to say that, oh, typically 6-7 you open your position 4 and position 3, off lane right away. You pick your combo. But right now I feel like because of the importance of getting a very, very good matchup for your side lanes, I actually don't really mind opening with a mid hero right away. And Ember is one of those heroes where he doesn't really care, about the matchup so much. Usually he can survive. And in certain matchups, sure, he's gonna, have a little bit less last hits. Like against DK, it's a bit tough for the Ember Spirit. Yeah. But overall,
you'll be denied a bit for sure.
Overall, if you can get the runes, your supports are gonna help you. Refill your bottle. You should be able to be fine, and it gives your side lanes a lot more presence because you're picking those heroes later in the draft.
Does kind of force an issue at some stage of the game. We might see it with the 5 or more likely the 10-minute wagon, especially with the Enigma showing already for OG.
That's true.
Where your tower is going to be sieged pretty early on. We saw that, I believe, in one of our games yesterday. I do see Xtreme Gaming. They actually ended up picking a DK as well in Game 1 versus OG yesterday. And we saw a tower go down there very early, if I'm not mistaken, into a bunch of early rotations, into what ended up being a really difficult game for OG. It was a 6-32 kill margin. A lot of other reasons that game broke down the way it did for the side of OG, but it's just something to be aware of, right? You're completely right in terms of your rotation ability. Like, DK cannot really rotate the same way an Ember can. Even with a rune, I think Ember just far better out-rotates this DK hero. But it does, it does leave you an opening. If you're going to rotate away to a side lane, DK is going to start sieging that tower.
Yeah, DK is a little bit more greedy. He wants to sit and get his creeps, Get his soaring into Blink, or sometimes we see players rush Midas. I'm not really a big fan of it. I personally like getting the Blink first. You help your team, and then you get the Midas. Yesterday, Paparazzi did the other way around. He got a Midas first.
That he did, yeah. And paid off for him. JT followed suit in game two. We've yet to see the JT hero.
Oh
For
yeah,
now, a couple of core bans coming out from the side of OG. I'm seeing Pangolier in these
I
bans. I'd be
actually like I
surprised.
like that you actually brought the Midas on JT up. I think Midas is actually a very very key item in the current meta because the
Why?
map is a lot bigger. You get to farm more, so the games are like in the early portion, like it's really important that you itemize to farm as efficient as possible. And on the Mars, especially, we were talking about that game he couldn't really kick out. It was a Slug or Juggernaut, right? And he couldn't kick that particular hero out. So if he gets a Meteor Hammer early, it doesn't really help him accelerate. So he just gets a Midas and just ensures that he scales, he gets the levels, and he feels strong. The moment that they reach the middle of the game.
Would you say that it might have something to do as well with, the map is bigger, Midas pays off, but we're also not really seeing too many timing or tempo-based lineups these days. Like the way SMG used to show us all in Tour 2, in the spring tour of DPC,
And
remember?
also Liquid and Gladiators. I think those are the only two teams right now that I feel like they can really play a very fast-paced game. It's difficult because everything needs to click among your players. Everybody has to be very clear about where they have to be moving during the game, so you don't really waste time. Or I would
Yep.
call it garbage time. The team has very little garbage time. I I,
Well,
I want to make a stat next time. Like a
garbage
team.
time.
Garbage time means like the amount of time that a team is not doing anything and just hitting creeps.
Okay.
That's what we call it, when I was playing on a team, and we try
Really,
to.
you guys called it garbage time?
Yeah.
But did you understand like if you go, garbage time? Oh, I'm pushing a creep wave to force a response. Is that still garbage time?
No. Yeah, it depends on why are you pushing that wave. If you're
Right.
doing it with purpose, with an intent, then it's not garbage time. But if you're farming for the sake of farming, then it is garbage time.
Okay, I see. Well, we'll see if we end up getting any garbage time in here. As OG, they might be thinking at this point, Winter, of downgrading this Enigma. They did ban out that Medusa, another potential counter to the Enigma core with the Stone Gaze and all that. And here's the Beastmaster immediately as a response. I believe that's 16 now Beast. So seems like this Enigma is going to be a support, but whether it'll be in the hands of Seb or Taiga, that's still yet to be determined.
I think
Do you like this? Do you like this Xtreme really focusing on shutting down the Enigma?
No, not really. I think it's like too much commitment. Like Rubik alone, I think it's already enough. Like both the supports are like really weak against a very fast-paced hero like Beastmaster. Like Beastmaster gets a good start. I think this game is gonna be very hard for, especially a silencer. What are you gonna do? You can't
Right.
really do too much in that kind of scenario. And if you think about how the game is gonna progress, so they have a Dragon Knight against Ember matchup, right? So the DK is gonna be fat. And then when it comes to the 6-minute rune, the catapult, the supports are gonna be there pressuring, and you're a silencer. You don't want to be involved in those kind of moves, but you have to. You have to defend your tower. And if the tower goes down, and the Beastmaster's having a good time, DK kill your mid tier 1. So the game will close in on you very quickly. You'll lose your safe lane tower very quickly.
Right,
And that is
right.
not the kind of game that Silencer enjoys playing.
Oh,
Okay,
Extreme Gaming,
now
yeah.
they want Silencer, because Silencer
There
and
it
Meepo
is.
is very, very strong in team fights together. Meepo jumps in, you pop global. And JT is also, apart from the punch, Meepo is also a hero that he played really well recently.
He's a Meepo player. He showed it off as well in this tournament.
Yeah, I think
Extreme Gaming, they have not
Meepo
been
is
shy to.
very, very strong right now, Richie. Like seriously.
Why? Because he's
Like-
big, you can mega Meepo?
It's that too, but it's mostly the item build. Because Meepo always had a problem with he doesn't have like a good route, like the way he itemizes. Like before you would either you stack Dragon Lancers because you stack stats, and then you try to just farm very quickly, and then you try to end the game, but you don't really have catch, But if you go the Blink Hex route, then you're not as strong in a head-on combat. But right now Meepo has both, because he buys Rod of Athos, gives him the stats, and then
Yep.
after the Rod of Athos, he has the Agonims, which helped him in the team fight, and and then later he goes Manta as well. So his item build consists of catch with the Rod of Athos and team fight with Manta and the Agonims. That's why the hero is so powerful right now.
Yeah, I mean, it is an Extreme Gaming side that didn't really desperately need the catch, but you talked about this Silencer, maybe even Rubik a little bit, Ember Spirit, not the biggest control heroes.
I mean, it might actually be a response to the DK, because the DK is going to have a good start, so he's going to pressure your tower, and maybe they feel like the Meepo can actually come and help defend the first tower, the middle tower at 6 minutes here. Maybe that
No
might be the
way.
thought process.
OG are out of reserve time, so
Oh, wow.
just want to point that
Holy
out.
shit.
Yeah, they're really thinking about their bans there. They removed the PL, they removed the TB. Obviously, they know what's coming. As Xtreme Gaming will go ahead and remove the Drought Ranger. Just I think probably removing a couple of Meepo's toughest matchups in that side lane. OG 20 seconds to decide here, and really it's closer to 15. You don't want to really leave it up to chance here and accidentally random.
Sven?
What are you thinking? Let me hear a hero. Sven.
Sven.
Okay. DK carry, pick another mid. Yep. Actually, I don't know. Is that right? Is it?
Yeah, they can go both change their lanes. Wow, Elk and Meepo.
That was a very fast response. Why are you surprised? Why specifically Alk and Meepo? Is it the greed? Is this too much for you?
It will be too much if the Ember has a bad game. Because if Meepo and Elk, imagine the game, right? They're both gonna eat up the whole side lane, and they're gonna be taking the ancients as well, right? So you need somebody to make space, and Ember is that person. But he's put in a position where he needs to start from behind already from the get go. Because DK Ember is a very bad matchup for Paparazzi. So that's gonna be a very, very concerning thing. You know how well the Ember does in the early game. I think the supports, they have to kind of really prioritize securing the runes for the Ember, even at the expense of the cores on the side lanes. Usually, I would tell you it's not a good idea to leave your cores on the side lane too much, and go for runes. But I think in this particular game, it might be important for them to help the Ember.
Winter, which one can you sacrifice though? I mean, I assume this we'll see how Xtreme will lane this out, but which one do you expect? Which one? Just looking at the theory, which one should you sacrifice here?
You know, between Meepo and Elk?
Yeah, because to me, these are two very early momentum-based heroes. I would say maybe sacrifice the Alk. He can recover, but then his item timings are ruined. But then if you don't, this TA, this DK, they get their items, and what is Meepo to do?
I feel like they just need to prioritize helping the Ember, regardless of sacking Meepo and Elk or Elk.
Okay, wow.
I think both of them are like, if they fall behind a little bit at the start of the game, as long as the supports are making stacks for them, I think they'll still be fine. So it's very, very crucial that they just secure the Ember, because if the Elk and the Meepo, I assume only one of them will have a harder game. I assume, in a perfect scenario. So if the Ember, as long as the Ember gets a good start, he can help the person that's behind, and then everybody will be happy. But if you try to just secure the side lanes too much, then the Ember gets a very bad start. He doesn't get runes, and then nobody can help him. Because if the Elk or the Meepo gets a good start, what are they going to do? They're going to sit in the lane and farm. So nobody's going to help the Ember. So you have to help the Ember.
A follow-up question then, right? You got to help the Ember, but who's the Ember got to be targeting then on the side of OG? Who does he have to be shutting down, basically? Is it the DK? Is the TA going to be the earlier threat here?
I think TA is the hero that you want to really gank, I mean, obviously TA and Beastmaster, they're quite similar in terms of the pace of the game that they're playing. They're very snowbally. They get a good start. They get like 1 or 2 items. Beastmaster, you get the Vanguard, Aghanim, you're so powerful. And then for the TA, it's pretty similar, where you get the Dragonlance, then you get the Deso, and then you have the Blink, then you're really, really powerful. You get an early Roshan. They're very similar. So the Ember just has to decide based on where your team is placing the vision. So you have to decide based on the runes you're getting and who is in a position where it's easier for you to kill.
Okay. Well, I think that the next biggest question that we're going to have to assess, Winter, and I'm eager to see when and where, very likely around these power rune timings, I imagine, is
how about a first blood? How about a first blood?
I mean, we might get a big fight here. I'm also curious what Taiga's going to take. I think Seb also took Malefice yesterday, and then took an early point in Midnight Pulse. But we'll see what he decides to do now.
Elder Titan, I think he didn't want to get the summons.
But, smoke play from Xtreme. They both actually know. It's only Xtreme who have the ward down.
Running up the high ground is dangerous.
OG,
no, they're gonna do it.
But they're all going together. They're committing. OG, will they go in? That's a 3-man blood grenade. Ghost as well. He's already channeling up the unstable concoction. Will throw it the way towards BZ, and that's another blood grenade connecting on a 3 or 4. Paparazzi worse off for where the auto attacks not nearly enough. He's been holding on to a fairy fire the whole time. Xtreme Gaming, they'll come out on top here in this first little fight. 5 on 5. Woo.
Oh, Xinkyu got the first blood. Dream start for position 4. I'm gonna have a quick boots. I'm gonna have a stick. And all those Ruik players casing with their fate boat. Yeah, this is what happens.
That's what happens. I think it's gonna come at the
Wait,
cost
are
of
they gonna
all
lose
of
all
the
their runes?
bounties, though.
Oh
Yeah.
no, okay, then
They
that's
let's
not
see.
worth
Yeah,
it.
Seb knows.
That is not
He's
worth it.
gonna go
Oh
collect
no.
his tax. So 4 bounties. It's a little bit of an advantage here for the side of OG.
And
It's
100% tax, Richie.
yeah,
GG.
300 gold additional. DY also dropping paparazzi a tango on his way on over. BCM scouting that drops him a tip.
Yeah, I mean they know
Well,
that Evan he's gonna need as much help as he's gonna be able to get. And now he's
Seb.
keeping top.
Yeah, they had the boar there, actually, so that's a pretty big move because now they're going to get a little bit of free damage onto DM in this top lane. Ghost, is they going to be able to get on top of him? They've already used the Arcane Curse. Is this going to be another kill here? Doesn't quite look like it was Seb ready to get to stand in between. That's a lot of free damage there. Heads up play, I believe DY ate the arrow and then immediately TP'd. He also blocks the hard camp, so Seb's going to have a hard time reestablishing equilibrium here.
Yeah,
Nice start from XG.
He has a sentry on the Mirana concept, so he'll be able to deal later.
Still, though, I think getting that second point here for Ghost, I assume it'll be Acid Spray. It's going to be pretty big here. If they are going to be able to take down DM or Seb, DM especially in this lane,
Yeah,
it'll be with that minus armor.
I'm not sure whether it's the right choice to get the ball at level 1, you know, since the Mirana wasn't in the lane. I think whenever you're alone for a bit, you have to get the wild axe so you can actually circulate the range creep. He got his range creep denied, so he's having a tough time right now on the beast.
Okay.
I mean, he's level 2 now, so the lane should start to stabilize.
He did take Inner Beast, though, so he's
he's
committing into the summons build.
I guess then he's getting a helm this game. Yeah, he's going to get a helm.
Yeah, going for the helm. See the diadem and a quick buy.
They're trying to basically play around the Templar and DK timing with the helm and not get Vanguard Aghanim's. I think that kind of makes a lot of sense with the draft.
Okay. Well, we'll see. I think that'll depend, again, on how well BZM can perform in this mid lane. So far, they win swimmingly, 12-5, a CS advantage as we expected. Again, eager to see when and if these supports do start to rotate on over to offer some assistance. Another range creep deny, though. BZM excelling in this lane, in this matchup, as you'd expect.
Yeah, and on the bot lane, TA is still farming okay, but once the Meatball's trying to go and that's it on him with the grenade thrown out, but Yuragi should be fine here.
Yep, JT has got the Meld debuff. Oh, a blood grenade at him as well.
Was that a casual blood grenade?
Just a little blood grenade, one for the road.
Okay. Yeah, I always enjoy watching all these blood grenades spam in the lane.
Yeah, that one, Taiga was waiting for it, I suppose. He did take the demonic conversion at level 2, so he's not following the Seb play style. Top lane, though, DM, he might end up going down here. Ghost, I think, is going to have to desist from his pursuit. It is going to allow DY at least to secure the Lotus. Seb, not super happy with that, but at least happy that DM is able to salve and heal off all that damage.
Yeah, I mean, so far, the lane has been pulled back, and so DM is going to be able to last hit under the tower. So the next minute or so, he should be doing fairly well. He's going to get his helm, and it's going to help his laning phase a lot. That extra armor against the stun from the elf.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. All that physical damage, right? With the Acid Spray and Unstable Concoction now level 2.
Yeah, DY is going to start to have to be more careful. You know, right now they have a level 2 ball, so they can easily kill the Silencer in this lane right now.
Yep. And that helm, like you said, is going to be a big changing point here as well. AT taking a fair amount of damage, but otherwise A-okay here on the Meepo. Level 3 already. I believe he is, going for those power treads. So he's coming along pretty nicely here. SinQ doing a phenomenal job, but you know, we're 2 minutes out now, Winter, from our very first power run. That's our favorite thing to talk about, isn't it? And it'll be pretty crucial here. You were talking earlier about how important it is for the supports from XG to rotate and help out Paparazzi. Again, he's still holding his own pretty nicely.
Yeah, this is because of the level 1 shenanigans, because the DK took Breathe Fire at level 1 instead of the stun. So he didn't have stun for the first couple of waves. To deny, that's how you lose as Ember, you know, when he has stun at level 1.
Maybe no, it's no kill attempt there. Top lane, DM taking another bit of damage, but Ghost being beaten back in response. Seb with plenty of damage. Could threaten a chase because he's already got these brown boots of speed. 1-1-1 build for him. Okay, hold on. Yuragi will persist. He wants this kill actually onto SinQ, but there was a stick the entire time. JT does not have enough cooldown there on the Earthbind to actually secure the kill. Nice little bit of back and forth there, as they're two constantly going at it. But I think it's time. I think Paparazzi, we'll see. He might just have to run home. He doesn't have a TP scroll either here, Winter.
He has to go back, and right now the catapult wave is here. Dragon Knight's level 6. Alright, the supports need to be aware of this and they have to really defend this tower.
And Seb's ready. He's actually stolen the bounty rune. Paparazzi didn't even bother checking. He probably just assumed that Seb had already taken it.
And look at the support. Jinq is low. And DY, I mean, he has a TP, but he doesn't really have much mana. But he's already heading towards mid. I don't think the Rubik will bother about this.
No, it doesn't. Too low. Doesn't seem like it. Ooh, BZM maybe trying to connect on that ranged Dragon Tail stun. Seb waiting in the wings. Is going to avoid DY, I believe. DY might catch a glimpse of him now, but Seb is going to be all the wiser here with the Observer Ward down. Power rune spawns top. It's a DD rune here, Winter. That's a big one.
This is bad news for them. Oh no, this is like the worst rune.
Right. BZM, he can just run and look for a stun here. 2-1-2 build on this DK. So
they need more heroes here, Richie.
They're coming, and they're coming. SinQ reinforcements have been hailed. And in they come now. DY ready to body block the arrow, I assume. Seb's yet to actually throw it. In fact, they're going to go on to BZM instead. Plenty of damage with the last word and the Arcane Curse. They will take him down. BZM a bit too aggressive with the DD. JT is here. There's a Meepo here. It's not the Meepo Prime. It's still
the Meepo's gonna help defend the first push from the DK.
There it is. Taiga will be taken down as well. JT's actually still CSing casually in the bottom lane with Meepo Prime. What a move out from the side of Xtreme Gaming, as OG, they just get a bit too aggressive there.
I mean, he underestimated the flame guard damage from the Ember Spirit, so he's playing like a little bit too far forward. I don't really blame him at the same time, because he has the DD. He wants to abuse as much as he can with the DD, but maybe just a little bit too far up, like half a step too far up. Sometimes that's all it takes, like half a step too far up, and then he dies.
Repositioning as well, very useful from the telekinesis. Big kill there. Does net Paparazzi his level 6. And it's a big win, especially from JT. Sending that clone already and over to the mid lane. Hold on, top lane. There's action. There's 4 heroes here. Well, I guess it's a Meepo, right? So,
yeah, I mean, it's 4 technically.
I guess it is, right? Someone pick up the token. There it is. JT, he'll be scouted, though, by the Hawk, so he's going to go ahead and poof himself back down bottom. And into the jungle where he'll probably stack again for himself. BZM eager to make another go at it for the mid lane rune as we're approaching the 8-minute mark. DD out of the pool, everything else still available. A haste would be a big catch here for the side of OG. We'll see if they can secure it as the rune does spawn tops. And Q picks up the invis rune. There's a sentry though for Seb. Dragon Tail stun into the breathe fire. They have the kill, but Paparazzi will be able to claim the life of Taiga in response. See if this dissuades Xtreme Gaming from trying to defend. They're really eager to defend it. In fact, they throw the Fortify, Winter. Both supports, well, actually, that's JT, pardon me, still lingering as well in mid lane.
Yeah, he knows his job is to make sure that every time the DK pops the farm, he needs to be ready to deal with it. And there are 4 heroes right now. BZM, he's greedy.
Yep. Wow, they've been through the blood grenade his way. JT, he has yet to call it. Yep, there's Meepo Prime. And he is just eviscerated, Winter. 4, 5 heroes, it doesn't matter. It's a dead DK.
Playing his hand too far up, too aggressive, like he needs to respect the fact that the Meepo can just come anytime, like just not giving the respect that it needs to be given to the Meepo, and now he's paying the price, 2 deaths in the early game, and he's rushing a Midas. This is so bad. It's so bad.
Yeah, he's 600 gold into this Midas now that you mentioned. DM, all right, Winter, it's not all bad though. DM, he's got level 3 boars. He only has that level 1 inner beast, but does have now the final components coming for the Helm with the Dom.
He's not really that bad actually. I thought he might actually be able to do much better in this thing. And I guess Alchemist with the acid and the stun was able to pressure him enough in the early stages that the Helm of Dom is slowed enough.
Slowed sufficiently, but that might just be the extra little push that OG needs here. Xtreme Gaming, we were talking about how much they needed to support the Ember. I would say, Winter, that they've done exactly that. Hard to ask, I would say, for much more support than the Ember.
The tower is still alive at 10 minutes. That's great. Yep. Ember's happy. I mean, it's finally gonna go down, but this is more than enough, you know, for the Ember. Like if you look at the net worth right now, Ember and DK, they're just like 200
neck.
gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, 200 gold difference. You know, that's not much for for Ember Spirit in this matchup.
How is this going to affect OG's early game though? Because we were suspecting Yuragi, who Dragonlance. He's got. Oh yeah, there's a smoke. Hold on. You start thinking about that though. Oh, all right. +2 for DUI. He's up to 10 now, by the way. Ooh, might go down to the axes. Running for his life. There's actually an OG ward here, but DM cannot reach him in time. And that's going to make this smoke move out from BZM not really work out too well, especially as he does stand right underneath an XG ward. Ghost catches the arrow, but did manage to get off the Chemical Rage in time. There's a smoke coming top as well. Sin Q and JT. Well, JT's more interested in the stack right now, to be honest, but he could always TP top. He might be there. And here's the push, as I expected it, Winter, with the Helm creep.
Yeah, but the Alchemist with the acid spray, this is so annoying for them, you know, it's slowing them so much, and right now, everyone on Xtreme Gaming is already here, ready to react to this.
Ready to fight. Down goes the boy. That's a Maelstrom already on this Ember Spirit, Winter.
Holy
before
shit.
the phase boots. Wait, hold on. Yeah, I was about to say before the phase boots. That means he has to use the remnant out there. He got body blocked by all the skeletons. Oh, they've got the sentry ward down. Zeb trying to sneak in OG under the cover of the Moonlight Shadow. Will be repelled there with the last word. And Ghost is just farming the entire time. He's just being chilling here.
Hey, it's not just Ghost, you know. JT's also farming. He's been clearing ancient stacks. He's pushing mid. He's pushing bot lane. Value, you know.
Lots of value here. OG just... They're kind of just stuck here. I mean, at least they didn't commit the dragon form there.
This is the problem, right? Your DK is rotating without a dagger because he's rushing Midas. If you're winning your lane hard, sure, it's gonna be fine. But you're not winning your lane hard, you know. This
Hold on, Winter. This is a sneaky move. Moonlight Shadow stole it. Unfortunately, DY, the gig's up already because he's underneath a sentry ward. Taiga, I think he tried to sneak up there maybe for a black hole, but he's going to be in for a bit of trouble now. JT already has the Rod of Atos. Oh, the Chain Stuns. You're going absolutely nowhere, Taiga. He is going to be killed off. If Paparazzi looks for more, Seb. Ooh, hiding behind the trees. We'll be able to evade him for now. Oh, but Paparazzi, he's found a stack. He's going to try and take that one for sure.
He's gonna come to collect his tax.
Doesn't seem like it for now. He's farming his own stack quite nicely over on the higher side of the map. This is a phenomenal performance from the side of XG. Winter, I have to ask you, though, because we were expecting this big timing, right? We were saying, okay, they're playing for the Helm. They're going to get maybe this Blink or Midas Gold on BZM, and then Yuragi's going to have, you know, a pretty decent lane. Oh, no.
Sorry,
oh, no.
BZM.
BZM? Earthbind? Oh, missed. He missed. All right. BZM. Ooh, blood grenade thrown. They've really been throwing lots of blood grenades. Taiga in the vicinity has a black hole. Will he release it? Does not really have good spacing here. Could not have caught DY with it. And that global silence was going not to let him do a single thing about that fight, Winter. In fact, Paparazzi is going to be able to chase down Taiga. Tier 2 or not. Tier 2 will save him, actually. Winter, I have to ask, though, before OG lose yet another fight, what is Yuragi supposed to do about this? What is GM? How are they supposed to play now with, honestly, a DK who's 1-4 and who's falling behind?
GG. The verdict is GG, you know? When you're DK and Beastmaster, you fall behind this early on. I mean, if you're the TA, you can't really do that much alone, you know? You're only as strong as your team. That's why TA, you always want to, send your supports to help the other cause get a better start. It's no matter what the TA can farm, you get a couple of levels, you stack, you clear, and so you're always going to be able to get your farm. So it's all about how your team is going to do in the early game. The better they do from the laning phase, the stronger the TA is going to feel in the game.
Well, TA is the only lane that went pretty well. Even then, you know, what's she supposed to do? She can't clone herself and out-rotate a Meepo.
Yeah, she can't. And she wants to kind of do Roche soon with the Deso.
That Deso's coming. That might be a big timing here. Ghost as well, hitting his own item. Still the richest hero in the game, Winter, on the Alchemist. Still just Bing chilling in this top lane. Haven't really seen him anywhere else.
Blink. He's going to have Blink.
I was going to say, on top of this Radiance, he is about to finish off the Blink Dagger. As Xtreme Gaming, they finished off this tier 1 tower down bottom. You were talking about how, you know, OG, maybe the crux, what would really break them here is if they start finding kills on the TA. Oh, this ward that Xtreme Gaming have now, it does see Yuragi. We'll see as OG, they're going to go in with the Moonlight Shadow, but Xtreme Gaming, they have a couple of items themselves. That's Moonlight Shadow stolen the second time. Seb does not, might have detection. It might not matter because Sin Q is going to die to the AoE damage. DY as well. He's been scouted with JT in the vicinity. Earthbind is going to connect onto 2. They poop in the Meepos. Black Hole instantly canceled. Taiga, what are you thinking, says DY. But it's still XG needing to evacuate here. Paparazzi eager to join the fight from the side as the Roar does connect onto one of the Meepos. Ghost is also here. Oh my goodness, stuns 3 on the unstable concoction of Black Hole. Who? Oh, Paparazzi cleaning up as he finds the double kill. Xtreme Gaming, they only lose the Rubik. What a fight from them.
I mean, this game is totally in full control by XG right now. They're gonna even be able to get Roshan off of this. And this is so insane, like what they've been able to accomplish at this point. Remember how we started the game? They did not even pick up one bounty rune.
No, they did not. They didn't need him, Winter. They focused on exactly what they needed.
But how did they win? They actually won their lanes without picking up any bounty runes. If you think about it. They
blood.
They didn't lose middle lane. And the Rubik got the first blood. The Rubik of all heroes got the first blood. And they somehow won the top lane as well with the L without picking up any bounty runes. And bot lane was kind of like 50-50. Like you would not expect a team that picked up 0 bounty runes to be doing so well in the lanes. I mean, that to me has been the story like of the game, you know, and how the DK as well, because he got brief fire instead of stun at level 1.
Ooh, BCM. It's gonna be lifted. Arrows is not gonna connect. BCM lifted before he could get off the stun. Sin Q telekinesis also like a 0.01 cast, so is able to have a faster reaction time. Yeah. And he did also, I mean, it's kind of important to kill him because now Sin Q can farm. He's got Breathe Fire stolen on top of Fade Bolt. Like, this isn't a joke. You farm now on Rubik. You one-shot the waves with this.
Dude, it's not just that. It's the damage reduction. You Fade Bolt and you Breathe Fire the TA.
Oh, good point. Oh, it stacks additively. I mean, this is huge. It's 65% damage reduction. What do you do against this?
You have to kill the Rubik first, I'm afraid.
This is, I mean, Winter, it's almost ridiculous, by the way, how many blood grenades that Xtreme Gaming are still stocking up. DY, I think he's just been restocking. I don't know if I've ever seen this many blood grenades.
You have to do that, you know. Whenever you have an empty slot, like as a support right now, you just stock up blood grenades. It gives you HP. 150 HP if you have 3. It's value.
All right. I mean, it does cost 75 to throw it, so you know. Win some, lose some, right?
It's either you buy a sentry or you buy a blood grenade. So are you buying a sentry or a blood grenade? Obviously, you're buying a blood grenade.
I mean, look, against a Murata? Yeah, all right. Everyone, when you buy a blood grenade against invisible heroes, tell them in your pubs, Winter at Winter Dota, Chatlet Bin told me to do it. Seb, he is going to be taken down. Ghost will find him. No creep cutting shenanigans allowed here. Xtreme Gaming, they know his game. They know his MO. They're ready to shut down OG.
Yeah, they're struggling to find moves right now. And I mentioned that the TA really wants to hit Roshan with Dazzle, and right now Roshan is gone. So you feel like, what do I do now as a TA? And then Roshan, my team is not strong enough to fight. I cannot hit creeps.
Winter, it's the most OP hero. He is Mega Meepo now. How can you stop him?
Yeah,
he's too big.
Just wait till he gets the shot as well. So
BZM. Ooh, blinks away in time. Paparazzi is not going to guess correctly. He will be able to make it out alive. Good micro there by DM Spore.
This Meepo is like such a...
Oh, hold on. JT is going to kill Seb. Hold on. JT, Seb, yeah, Earthbind, poof, 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 poof. Again, right clicks and down goes Seb.
Yeah, GG. Dead Mirana, just like that.
I mean, well, hold on. Maybe OG have an opportunity. They did scout a failed smoke attempt. Oh, I thought they were going to go bottom, but I think they correctly realize Xtreme Gaming, they're going to rotate their supports through the Twin Gate, so instead, they're going to look mid for a kill onto Ghost. He's got BKB, though. He's got Gossamer K.
This guy is very, very hard to kill.
What moves do you have to make? BZM, he smoke ganked to Midas an Ancient Granite Golem, or sorry, just the Shard Golems, Winter, and he might actually get caught here. At least Taiga might. JT, we'll see how aggressive he wants to be. It's very aggressive. He poofs in Meepo Prime, does not have that Blink Dagger yet, so needs to, connect on the Earthbind Rod of Atos combo there.
I mean, he has a shard right now in the base. This Meepo is unkillable. Like, literally unkillable. Like, you roll one and then even if you roll one, I feel like you don't have enough burst to kill, and then he's gonna dig, and then good luck after that.
Well, I just feel like, you know, it's just, as Nota used to say, what moves do you have left to make at this point? It's Xtreme Gaming dictating basically everything about this. You've got that Helm 2 creep up now, so the split push needs to be addressed. XG seem to be ready to do that, though.
This move has to work for OG. This is the last straw. It has to work.
Peas LA are under the cover of the Moonlight Shadow now. Xtreme Gaming, though, moving very deftly around the map. Ooh, Ghost. Oh, they've caught them right. They've clipped him. But Seb, another leap charge. Away he goes. Ghost needs to throw the Unstable Concoction. Will be able to find it onto Seb, nearly canceling Yuragi's TP. That was a close one, Winter. Seb will go down. BZM retreating as well. OG tail tucked betwixt their legs. It's going to be 2 more going down. And JT, he's not done hunting. He sees BZM. He says, hey, friend, remember me? Yeah, you better use that Midas because you're going to be dead for some time here. Although, Yuragi fighting through this one. Oh, the Mega Meepo. No freaking way. JT, he's going to get away with this one, it seems. BZM, he doesn't have a stun for another second. There it goes now. This Meepo, though, he's just too big. And Xtreme Gaming, you got to expect them to now be coming to support the Meepo. They're still in Aegis here for 6 more seconds. OG, I think they realized they've made a mistake. JT, he's trying to die. They can't even kill him. He says, you know what? I'll kill you first. In goes Ghost, finds Yuragi right on top of him. Down goes BZM. Taiga's finally respawned. Still has a black hole to use. The arrow does connect on the paparazzi, but Ghost, he doesn't even have a chemical rage. Now it's active alongside the BKB. Taiga, he's about to face the wrath of 4 Meepos. Down he goes for the second time in this fight. And Seb, he couldn't even get back onto the high ground. Paparazzi kills him off with the right click. And it's Xtreme Gaming, Winter. I mean, what more can you say?
I mean, that has to be the nail in the coffin. I just feel like the game is practically over. There's nothing they can do. Like, you can't even fall back to your globals, the black hole, because there's a global in the game. And there's also a Rubik. So you have actually nothing. You literally have nothing if you're OG right now. The only thing you can count on is your opponent fucking up. That's it.
But DY, I mean, he's been so disciplined, hasn't he? We have only seen one global silence for one black hole.
The guy has only one job. As long as he casts his R button when he sees a black hole on the map, he has basically done everything he needs to do this game. How I wish every time I play Silencer, my job is actually that easy.
Yeah, and I mean, no one can really catch him. It's not been an issue even with this Helm 2. DM going for the summons build. We just haven't really felt the impact there. Ghost, I mean, Winter, he's 8k ahead of Yuragi right now. He's 8k ahead of BZM, who has a Midas. That's 2 major items. The AC is about to be finished. It's being flown his way now. I mean, OG, if this doesn't work, they're going to need a miracle if they lose this fight to get back into this game.
I mean, they need a miracle first for this to work.
No. Yeah, I mean, Xtreme Gaming, they're just not giving them any free openings here. They have to
find the supports. If the TA can find the Silencer or the Rubik, then burst the supports first.
Oh, no, but look, Seb, he's been caught and killed immediately. Taiga thought he could go onto the Silencer, but Ghost is there to protect his Malaysian comrade, Yuragi may be able to find him. Black Hole is not going to be canceled here, but where's the follow-up damage? Sin Q just kills him off with the Fade Bolt. Probably thought about stealing Black Hole from him. DM now trapped up on the high ground as Ghost chases him around the trees. Will find him there with the Unstable Concoction, and they have the kill. 4-23. Winter, we did not get the blessed number. Twitch chat rioting here. OG did not deliver for the fans, unfortunately, for that one. But it is going to be Xtreme Gaming still winning the fight.
BZM.
Pretty easily.
No BKB. No escape.
No BKB. No way out for him, I think. Ghost immediately closing the gap. Has Acid Spray to break some of this armor. Won't even throw it at him. I mean, this one, Winter, it's tough.
I mean, it's over. This game is over. They're just talking about what they should be doing next game, I'm sure, you know. Like, there's not much to do for them right now. I'm sure they'll still try one more fight maybe, and then they'll probably call it GG after that. I mean, this game just went from no bounty runes till like somehow losing all the lanes, and it's crazy, you know, like how OG picked up 4 bounty runes but still losing their lanes and resulting the game in just totally turn on his head right away.
Oh yeah. No, I mean JT. I mean, for me, almost certainly the MVP of this match. I mean, it's not a certainty, right? You can never count out OG, especially when they do have this enigma. But we are really starting to see how much they struggle in these fights. This is oh goodness, Seb. Oh, he might try and escape here. No, but the Earthbind, it only catches Taiga. Oh no, the power of family. They're gonna die together here, Winter.
Ohana, no one gets left behind.
No one gets left behind, says Taiga. He says, "Don't worry, Seb. I'll take you back to the retirement home. I know
Oh, too soon.
he's lost. Don't worry, Seb." I mean, Seb, poor guy, right? He's trying his best to cut waves, to force action, to give his team breathing room, right? But Xtreme Gaming, they're just having none of it. They've stopped him at every single junction.
They just did such a good job at like nullifying the DK. I think that's like the key thing that allowed them to play such a easy mid game. You know, like in the early game, because the DK he was supposed to be ahead and pressure and get towers, and that did not happen thanks to the supports defending the tower and Meepo on top of it, defending the towers when the DK pop bomb. And BZM obviously he also played a little too aggressive in those couple of occasions, and he died, and he was rushing Midas, so it was really bad for his own game.
Radiant are scanning.
I mean, and again, I really have to commend how well. Hold on, they're gonna try and hunt JT here. Seb, he's found his man. Oh, there's CP's coming though. That's in queue, and they've just poofed out. They've just poofed out. He just poofed out right in front of him. Seb didn't throw the arrow in time.
That is very, 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 very sad to see right now for OG. They're really trying, but just nothing is working. You know, sometimes no matter how much you try. If it's just too difficult, it is just too difficult.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, I mean, especially when your opponents are playing as disciplined a game as Xtreme Gaming. Look, DY is just sitting in the Roche pit. He is just going to let them know, hey guys, don't worry, Roche is going to respond. OG, they're pushing a tier 2 tower. XG are like, yeah, sure guys, that's cool. Have they even taken a Tormentor this game? Have Xtreme Gaming? Yes, okay. Hold on. No, they haven't. Only OG have taken a Tormentor. They don't even need this fancy new technology that Ice Frog is trying to give them.
No time. I only have 24 hours. My time is limited. I can't afford to do everything. I can only choose the bigger pictures, like Roshan, Aegis, Cheese. I mean, what can they do to kill this Meepo? I feel like he's just unkillable. He's just gonna blink in. He has global behind, so he's
got
not
Mega
afraid of the black
Meepo.
hole. Yeah,
He has dig.
focus one. You try to focus one, digs, or he pulls him onto the main hero. Right,
but
JT is running in.
Yeah, he is just
five
he's fighting.
heroes.
Oh, he might lose his 8. Nope, there's
Dig.
the dig. All right, there's the dig. Okay, global silence as well is going to prevent any sort of counter initiation. Taiga, or sorry, make that Yuragi standing his ground, but cannot any longer. DM's also fallen. That's all 3 cores dead through the BKB. BZM taken down. JT says, guys, don't worry. We'll start the fight right about here as he looks for more. Meepo stacked upon one another. He's TPing top now? All right, he's done.
He wants to catch. I think he thinks that somebody's gonna push out top. So he's already there early, you know, getting ready.
Yeah, I guess he is. OG beaten back yet again. 4-29 scoreline. You've got to commend them for sticking into this game. It's been difficult for them. Seb, once again, is going to try and cut a wave, give time to respawn here for the push up to the high ground, but he's going to be forced to leap up and away. That's a full Abyssal Blade now, by the way, for Ghost. He's 10k ahead of Yuragi. And here's JT. We'll be doing a number here to the tier 3 tower. First time we've seen Xtreme Gaming to go up to high ground. And again, just goes to show how clean they played this game. They've not really put themselves in a position ever, Winter, to make any, pardon me, grievous errors, have they? BZM making the jump in. Oh, the Scythe device onto Taiga. They're going to try and force staff him away, but the damage of the control, it's too high. Even DM, he's caught here and killed. The arrow from Seb has caught one of the Meepos, but it's now BZM who's in trouble, and Seb just calls it. GG, well played. Very well played here, Xtreme Gaming, as they take their 3rd straight game against OG in 2 days.
That has to be very demoralizing, losing to the same team over and over again. I imagine how the players feel, you know, in OG right now. They have to try to find answers right away. I think this game they actually had a pretty decent draft. You know, I kind of liked the draft a lot with the DK, Beastmaster, and TA, but just the laning phase, you know, didn't pan out well for them. You see, 15 minutes right now into the game, and they are not ahead. You know, their lineup is supposed to be ahead at 50 minutes in the game.
Right. I mean, and you can see that was the only one of 2 black holes we saw all game. One of 2 global silences to follow, right? I mean, that second global was just to prevent any sort of counter initiation from OG, preemptive to support JT. I'm sure we'll have a clip of that later, but I mean, oh, this moment as well, where they try and kill the Meepo, even with 10 seconds left on Aegis. Like, even if they kill him here, Winter, I just don't see how this fight turns any differently. As you can see Meepo fling his way at his opponents, relentlessly chasing down OG, goes connecting on this fight. Just such a difficult game for them.
Yeah, I mean, it all just boils down to the lane. I feel like with this kind of lineup, you can't afford to be behind. Like I know I'm harping on it too much, but sometimes when you get brief fire at level 1, it just makes a big amount of difference for the lane. Not having the stun, so the
Mhm.
Ember actually gets a very very good start because of that. And on top of that, the Beastmaster also opted to go for ball. I think you get ball if your support's in the lane right away, because Seb decided not to TP. He was, I think,
Right.
fighting. He was
He,
fighting
well,
with
he stole the bounties, right? He
yeah,
stole the
he stole the
bounties, and
bounty.
then he was harassing
He
DY.
stole the bounty and he was fighting. Yeah, he was fighting the silencer, so he couldn't go to the lane and abuse the ball together. Because I feel like whenever I'm Beastmaster, when
Right.
I have ball in the lane, I want my support to be with the ball together. So you're harassing either the core or the other support together, so you can abuse it. But if you're
Right.
alone, then you have the ball. You're playing against the elk, and you can't really bully him as much. And then he couldn't last hit the range creep. I think the silencer also he TP'd back to the lane. He arrived first to the lane,
Yep,
so
and then they
immediately
beat
when
back
yeah
DM. Like,
they
that
beat
lane
the
was
yeah
just, it was a cursed start. A cursed start here for OG, but perhaps they can look to turn things around, as it's just game number 1 now in the history books, and game number 2, of course, up for the taking. And we'll see if Xtreme Gaming are going to be able to make it 4 straight games in 2 days against the side of OG, or if they will be able to rally and bounce back games versus the same opponent. Stay tuned, folks. You're watching the Riyadh Masters 2023 group stage. OG taking on Xtreme Gaming after the break.
Open your eyes.
When you look into my eyes, tell me what do you see?
Tonight, I'm gonna show you the wonders of the mall.
Hey, I got nothing to lose. I got nothing to lose.
I need warriors.
So is this what you want, then? You want a war? Show me what's up, then. Now we ready to bust in. Take everything, leave 'em with nothing.
There is a place where you can elevate what's hidden inside, where you can reframe yourself. Sonomi means the new you. The you can step into. Because when we know who we really are, we become unstoppable. Enter new dimensions of you. Sonomi.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Riyadh Masters 2023 group stage. We are about to get underway with game number 2 of Xtreme Gaming versus OG. And so far, Winter, at least here in Riyadh, it's been a one-sided affair between these two teams, with Xtreme Gaming taking now 3 games consecutively against the squad of OG. OG, though, you know, they showed us some mental fortitude yesterday. They were able to bounce back for the play-in stage here and win those matches against Entity, if I'm not mistaken. What does it take? I mean, you've played Dota for a while, Winter. There were moments where you lost some games. What does it take?
A lot of games.
Look, yeah, I wasn't gonna bring it up, right? But what does it take to come back in moments like these, especially after what we can, I think, is safe to say is a one-sided affair so far?
You need a pillar on the team, usually the coach or the captain, like somebody to pull everybody together. That's when all hope seems like it's lost, and nobody is there to get the group huddle going on. You know, tell everybody it's fine. That game was my fault. It's my fault. It's okay. You guys did great. You know, I'm just the burden. You know, so next game I'm gonna play better, and it's gonna be fine, guys. You know, you need that one guy to bring everybody's spirit up.
Well, Winter, another quick prediction. I only want to hear a yes or no from you. Will we see any deviation in the bans? Is OG going to ban the Meepo now?
Yes.
Okay. I think they are going to ban it as well. OG chose to do that, I believe, in one of their previous encounters. Just double checking. Yes, indeed.
Meepo is OP right now.
It's always been the Snapfire. It's always been the Darkseer getting banned. It's always been just those heroes have been the mainstays.
They banned Elder Titan the last game.
Yeah, I wonder what they're gonna do now. They're thinking about it. They're again already digging into their reserve time here, Winter.
I feel like the Meepo is like quite a big problem in the current game state. I feel like the hero, maybe you don't have to ban it in the first phase, but second phase you definitely have to consider it. Like the hero is like so strong, to be honest. Okay, they're gonna go Enigma.
They're gonna go with the Rubik. Yeah, I mean, I think they're gonna want to go the Enigma again. Again, they have every single time they've been able to. Xtreme Gaming will not deviate from their last bans. They've got second pick here. OG. All right, they've changed things up here, Winter. Now they're gonna be the ones playing the ET.
ET is Meepo counter. Maybe that's why.
Oh, he's so good. Yeah.
I mean, if you're a core, sure, you know, but if you're a support, I hardly feel like it's like that big of a problem. I mean, the stun is annoying,
5 seconds
but
remaining.
I think that the Elder Titan only truly counters Meepo when you're fat. You know, you have items and then you get your talent, your cleave talent. But apart from that, I don't feel like Meepo is actually really scared of ET if it's a support.
That's true, but you can play ET as an off lane. I think he's still kind of viable in that role, especially against a Meepo.
And what do? You get Midas? I guess you
usually
get Midas.
it was like Echo Saber Ags is what you tended to see. Wow, we're really changing things up. Yeah, Echo Saber, because then you disassemble it for the Ag Scepter, and then you get probably Shard. Because every single time
But I feel like you kind of want to get Midas too, because you need your levels. You want to get your talents quickly. I don't know, because I don't play the hero as an offlaner.
Yeah, I haven't seen the hero played as an offlaner for some time, but
you definitely hate seeing clockwork in your game if you're called at ET.
That's true. All of your cast animations are pretty long and meaty, even your attack animation. And yeah, ET doesn't really bring you a ton of catch. He is vulnerable to these storm type heroes. We saw that I think previously, didn't we also have an ET versus a storm? We did. It was in game 2 of their previous encounter here during the play-in stage, where BZM was on the 8th pick storm, and it was a 15 pick ET for the side of Xtreme Gaming. We saw how that one went.
So what do you do now? You pick Ember to deal with the storm? Or
Now you pick the Enigma, obviously.
Or you pick Puck.
You pick Enigma.
I think Puck's pretty
You're OG. Winter, listen to me, okay? Sometimes I know what I'm talking about. OG have never let the Enigma out of the first phase if it wasn't banned or picked by their opponents, okay? They are creatures of habit. They are backed into a corner right now. They need to go back to their base instincts. Fight, flight, or Enigma. And for them, it's Enigma, okay?
Midas and Enigma incoming. I swear, Midas is the game-winning item right now. In my games, at least, I always tell my cause, buy Midas, please. Whenever I see my slot not buying Midas, I go like, oh no, I'm gonna lose this game.
10 seconds remaining.
You need to buy Midas on your core heroes. I mean, obviously,
5 seconds.
Enigma, you have other items to choose from, but I'm just saying, Midas is really good right now.
Extreme Gaming's turn to ban.
And they ban
at
out-
least this
they-
time, they get to take out the silencer, right? That
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
a big problem last time.
So that leads me to think that there's a very high chance that it's just going to be like an Enigma core this game. And I actually like it more than... I don't know why, I just feel really bad every time I see a support Enigma. Like, he always tends to be useless in the game. Don't you feel that? Like, since yesterday, and a couple of games I was watching as well, like on support Enigmas, I always feel like
10
the lanes don't go
seconds
well.
remaining.
And then the lanes don't go well, right? And you're a support Enigma, you want to farm, you want to hit
Turn
creeps.
ban.
And your team's losing. And you don't get to do anything, you don't have BKB. You can't cast a black hole.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think it's more about that early game impact. Now that you get rid of the silencer, who else has a silencer early game? I mean DP, but probably not going to see a DP at this stage from Extreme Gaming.
Yeah, but then you have to win your lane first, as a support Enigma. I feel like it doesn't happen enough, Like as a core
Sure.
Enigma, you can deny creeps and pull away back, so it's easier. But support Enigma, I don't have a good feeling about it. I think it's greedy and it's it doesn't really guarantee you winning the lane, and it also might be the case because most of the players have been going stun first, Malefice, so you don't get to pull the way back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've been going to the Blood Grenade Malefice build.
Yeah, and if you
early
don't
on.
get the kill, you go that build, you don't get the kill in the lane, then you're basically gonna be having a hard time after that.
So is it more to do with the Enigma's laning partner? Do you think if they picked like, I mean, who's like a killer in lane these days?
Tight gush, and then you stun Malefice.
Yeah,
Blood
I
Grenade.
mean that might work, right?
Tide is actually a really strong laner. He's very deceptively strong. And you think like, oh, it's just a Tide, And then he gets gush level 1, you're like, oh shit, I can actually die in this lane.
OG also banned. Not only do they have the ET, they will actually make the extra step winter here of.
I mean, you see, they banned the Puck. I told you, like, Puck's so good, If
Yeah.
they didn't pick Enigma, Puck, ET, and then Puck's so good against Clock and Storm Spirit.
Yeah, look, no, I agree. I was actually looking towards OG's last ban,
OG's
Look at the
gonna
meatball.
pick Enigma.
and they did. What the hell was I wrong?
Seconds remaining.
Nope.
I don't understand what you're supporting me. Really, keep talking, Winter. You're making me look good for once.
You definitely look good, You always take care of your hair. You always take care of what you wear. Unlike me, my shirt is always crumpled, and then you give me shit, and you see it.
That's not true. Your wife ironed it for you right before we started, and you didn't say thank you on the microphone for me to hear. The world will never know if you thanked your wife for helping you out with your outfit today. Now that's an Enigma counter if I've ever seen
Oh
one.
my
The
goodness.
Warlock, wow,
That is such a China pick.
wow. That is the biggest. I mean, that is just the middle finger right now that Extreme Gaming have inflated to the side of OG.
I mean, this
10
hero is...
seconds remaining.
I don't know what to say about this hero. I feel like whenever I see this hero,
5 seconds
I always feel like he
remaining.
doesn't do anything in the game apart from like cancel some black hole, with the rock, or cancel some BKB TP. I guess his laning is like okay, he's decent in the lane.
He's got a heal, right?
But the heroes that work well with Warlock are like back in the day you always pick it with Spectre, Warlock Spectre, Warlock Morphling. But right now Morphling doesn't need Warlock, and Spectre is kind of like a meh hero,
Okay. Is that the Seb hero, the Windrunner? I like the Lion, right? This is a hero I believe Gaming Gladiators have been playing it quite a bit. Tofu impressing on the Lion.
I think it's a core Enigma with a support Lion, Wind Rangers mid against the Storm Spirit. ET is
Right.
still the 5.
Yeah, ET needs to be the 5. Yeah, I guess it couldn't be a core Lion. That's a good point. Or a core. Yeah. Okay, so it's probably a mid or a safe lane Windrunner. I mean, you are a diffusal carrier into the Storm Spirits. Clockwork may present some difficulties there, but right now, the catch is slightly lacking for a Windrunner, especially with that evasion up. No dispellers here.
I like that you bring up the diffusal. I'm such a boomer. I wonder if you know that there used to be a time where you could defuse the Warlock ulti.
Oh yes, back when it had charges. That was one of my favorite patch
No,
notes ever.
you would kill it. with one diffusal charge.
Yeah, because it would dispel, and that
Yeah.
was when you have used. That was back when, okay, guys, I already used all of my, how many, like 11 diffusal charges. I need to buy diffusal blade 2, and then you would get more
Recipe,
charges.
refill the charges.
Yeah, I remember. And then the patch note was, what was it? It was Purge no longer instantly kills Warlock. And then Purge, thank you, as in the thank you Purge guy on the desk over in Riyadh on the main stream if you want to catch him, had a very funny reaction to that. I remember that. I'm also a little bit of a Dota boomer. You need to talk to me about the Dota 1 interactions, Winter. That's where you really lose me.
Like what? Do you know that Silencer used to have the Warlock Golem?
I did not know that.
So-
I did know there was plenty of shenanigans with auto attack modifiers. That seemed like a pain in the butt.
Yeah. It's
Anyway.
like Medusa, you can't buy all the items, all the ob effects. Right now,
Luna used to be the same way.
yeah,
And,
right now you can do all of that. Thank God.
Speaking, of course, of, wow, this draft's really moving along. Okay, it'll be the Slark. AM and Naga were very strong picks here into the Medusa, but it's going to be at least 2 diffusal carriers here now with the Windrunner and the Slark showing from OG. Extreme Gaming, 23 seconds left of reserve time here with last pick overall. I think we're going to have to see an offlaner, the JT
There's-
hero.
There's still Primal. I think Primal is still in the pool. Primal seems pretty legit. You win the lane against Slug, pretty decent against the Wind Ranger. You can catch out.
Yeah, what else would you want to go for? Definitely not the Tide Hunter anymore. Kind of always the go-to that I end up wanting to see.
I mean, there's still Doom, I guess.
All right, Primal, there it is. See, sometimes you know what you're talking about as well. We called the Enigma, we called the Primal. I would say when you cast OG these days, the Enigma's basically guaranteed, but good call there, my friend. What do you like about the Primal here? What strengths are you seeing it here, this game?
He's just a really strong hero right now, and he's a hero that I feel like does so much with his net worth. Like whenever I look at core heroes, I always think about, okay, how much does this core hero need to come online? And Primal doesn't need much, He needs like a mana item. Usually you get a soul ring. And
He
you
needs
get
levels though, right?
Yeah, I mean, sure, every core hero needs levels, but
True.
like I'm just talking basically on net worth, like you buy a blade mill on him, he just does so much in the game. And after blade mill, you get BKB, or you just skip blade mill and you get BKB right away, and then nobody can touch you. I feel like this hero is just, when I see this hero in my game, I go like this, oh no, oh no, oh no, it's that hero again. I'm gonna have a hard time. I see him running at me with DD. I see him running at me with Haze. I am dead again.
The Lion seems like a pretty good solution in that respect, though, don't you think? It's Seb on the Lion, by the way, because you have the Hex, which fixes your move speed, if I'm not mistaken, on that Lion Hex. You've got the Mana Drain, which is a very good range slow, right? The thing has slowed for a couple of years now, and the Earth Spike. Seems like of all the supports to have, maybe you're not playing the worst one for the side of OG. Where are the pain points here? Like what difficulties does this Primal then present to the lineup of OG that does make you a little bit more concerned here?
Prepare for battle.
It's also more about like their lineup on XG, right? They need like somebody to stand in front, initiate. It's nice for the Storm, and he doesn't have to be the only person that can jump. Like I feel like whenever you're Storm, you have a much better time if you have somebody that can be the secondary initiator, so you can go in later and choose your targets better.
Right.
And Primal does that for you. And if you talk about against OG's lineup, I think Primal is just good against Slug in general in the lane and in the game, because you can damage him through his Shadow Dance with your Trample, and obviously against the Wind Ranger as well. Like I brought up, against Wind Ranger, you want a hero that can just charge at her and catch her right away, so she can't just stand in the fight, focus fire, and deal damage. Primal Beast is perfect at doing that.
I gotcha.
30 seconds to
We'll see how it goes then. You're talking about ease of execution, basically. You got 3 heroes even who really want to go in like that, don't you? Here with the Clockwork and the Primal and the Storm, right? Like this gives you a lot of redundancy. I feel like it helps this Medusa, helps her feel pretty safe in these fights. You have this Medusa into the Enigma Black Hole. E.T., I mean, he's good and he's bad into this hero, right? Because of the sleep, of course. You need to take HP damage to wake up, and Medusa almost never does unless she's about to die. But the ultimate's also way worse against her because it is percentage-based now. Well, it always has been, right? But percentage-based max HP, so your ulti doesn't do a lot against her either.
Yeah, I know how those percentage spells, HP spells suck against Medusa, you know. Ask Bloodseeker. Bloodseeker knows all about it. Yeah, but I like that you brought up the sleep. The sleep is actually a pretty big deal against Medusa, so you can disable her for a long time in the team fights. But normally I feel like that is not that big of a deal, you know. Like if the game is going correctly, it's actually quite hard for the Elder Titan to achieve that all the time in the team fights.
Hold on, OG. They're trying to be sneaky here down bottom, but Extreme Gaming, look at the patience. They're not showing. And in fact, they know. They're going, well, they're trying to go top lane. DM
mean,
able to protect himself.
Enigma doesn't need any support, you know, so they are quite careful at the bottom side, you know, until they see the support on the map.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Look at JT, man, he's so safe. What the hell? He's not even last hitting. Oh my
Nope.
god.
He's playing it safe. He's not leaving anything on the wrist. DM, because it's a core Enigma now, of course, going for that level 1 demonic conversion.
OG and their tri-lanes, you know, they did a tri-lane as well the other day. It did not work out, and it was also a bit of slap. I mean, XG is just reading the situation perfectly right now. They know Enigma is like playing very defensive, pulling the way back, not really showing any signs of any support around them. So JT is just playing really safe, and now they see everybody.
Yep. Now they're very confident. They've assessed the situation here. It is onslaught level 1 for JT. Not sure if he's going to be super happy with this mid lane ward off, which may give just the advantage that Paparazzi needs.
They have to control the wave. Like, the last time when OG did a tri-lane, the mistake they made was they allowed the two-man lineup to pull the wave and get the wave back towards their tower. So this time they're doing it much better. They're getting the wave in front of the tower, controlling it there. So making sure that the two-man team is not getting anything. DY, on the other hand, he managed to drag 2 melee creeps away.
Yeah?
So he just needs to pull it in front of the tower, wait for the next wave, and the Primer would be able to get some XP.
Seb unable to interrupt there.
Oh, nice. He actually leaked 1 creep on purpose. Okay, this is huge. This is actually huge.
It's the flag bearer.
Yeah, all these mini games right now in the lane.
All this nerd Dota, as we like to call it. I mean, working out pretty nice for Extreme Gaming. They have finally... Well, they've unblocked the camp. I think they had it blocked. They still have it blocked, in fact. OG double blocking this camp, by the looks of this. Because they just denied a sentry. I go worse off for wear here when it comes to HP. Has 2 blood grenades. With the Astral Spear buff, he's going to be easily able to outtrade. I mean, the good news is DM definitely holding his own top lane. It's coming at the cost of his CS, though. 7 CS denies.
Primal's also having a hard time, so it's like a trade-off, you know.
But I guess that's true, right? Oh, nice double stun from Seb. That could start kicking things off. They have way more blood grenades to throw, as they will be able to focus down onto DY. Your Aggie, my Aggie, as it's going to be now Slark maintaining and receiving his first stack of Essence shift. Or sorry, his first permanent stolen Essence. Aggie.
Yeah, it's very, very important that you get kills if you're tri-laning. Otherwise, the tri-lane is not going to be worth it. And the wave seems like it's gonna push 2 range creeps. Okay, 1 left. So JT is gonna be still happy about this outcome. He needs to hold the creeps outside of tower range, but Stark's gonna force it into the tower.
Yep, nice job there on the aggro. And now DY already moving on. Yeah, playing Warlock in this kind of lane just does not feel good, does it? Not really much you'd be doing as a clockwork here. It's a difficult lane setup for both of Extreme Gaming supports, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, but what can you do, you know? Your heroes are just not not able to deal with this kind of tri-lanes, and so all you can do is like hope for getting levels, because Warlock and Clockwork, they are very, very strong when they get levels on those heroes, especially Warlock. When you get your ultimate, you get your Fatal Bonds, you do a lot of damage in the team fights, and hopefully in the team fights you are able to utilize your spells and win a couple of them and get your team back into the game. I mean, right now it's all about whether the tri-lane can control the wave. And JT, I think he's doing a pretty
Oh.
decent job pulling the wave
Q.
back.
He's coming actually down bottom. OG, they don't have control over this Watcher, I believe. So this is going to be completely catching OG off guard, but they're already making the initiation. From behind now, in goes Sin-Q. Yuragi has purged off at least that Fatal Bonds, but it should leave Seb in a bit of a difficult position. As Sin-Q, yeah, really good body blocks there. Great usage of that level 2 battery assault. Allows JT to strike back. Is Sin-Q going to stay up here now? Is this Medusa set enough? Ghost 34 and 8 now.
Yeah, the Medusa doesn't really need the clock anymore, and I think Xin-Q also chose a very good time to rotate. Level 2 battery assault, and when he got boots, then he decided to move. That was perfect.
Yuragi forced back now as JT able to play a bit more aggressively. Does have himself that level 2 trample, the Brutes of Speed, so he's more threatening now. T1 actually made this, or taking, pardon me, this opportunity, Winter. He TP's mid, he refills the bottle, and he's lingering in the area, ready to contest the minute 6 power rune. Seb, in the meantime, he's gone top lane, I believe. No, he's TP'd back mid to do the same.
They see him with the Watcher, so Ghost knows he's around.
Well,
He's playing safe.
shouldn't really catch him out here. Mid lane is where we also have action brewing. Blood grenade thrown at Taiga. Rune is going to spawn top. It's actually a really good rune as Paparazzi easily avoiding the Echo Stomp there. BZM will lack the damage to secure the kill there, focus fire or not. And we can see Ghost safe and sound up in this top lane. He's already got a Falcon Blade up, by the way, on this Medusa.
Yeah, he's really, really happy right now. I think the solo XP. And Xin-Q, I think he's deciding to go back top. He feels like he needs to be top when the Lion's actually pressuring the...
Not quite, Winter. He's down bottom, actually. You blind man. Nice Echo Stomp there. Will connect onto both cores who are diving this tower. Yuragi will steal a little bit more edgy off of that. Taiga, you're going to try and fight it. Look at the damage he's got. The damage, Winter. He might have just a kill here because he's already thrown the Blood Grenade and will be able to connect onto the kill. Seb as well in the top lane in the meantime, collecting a kill, but it's Yuragi who might be in for a bit of trouble. Level 6 here on Paparazzi. Taiga doing what he can, but the zips and zaps as he will. Paparazzi picks up the kill onto Yuragi. Taiga, he's got a lot of damage here, actually. Might be able to get Sin-Q for well, not for free. Yeah, won't be able to catch up. But it's a big move there from OG. They actually do get that kill top lane without using Black Hole, Winter.
Oh, they actually kill him without Black Hole?
Yeah.
Holy shit, was it with the Lion? I guess it was with the Lion.
It was with the Lion.
I was looking at bot because you called me blind, so I had to move my screen all the way to bot. My old
and that took forever because you have edge pan and you had to mouse drag it. Top lane Ghost. They're gonna make another play for him now. This could be another big kill. TPs are incoming. Black Hole is committed. Taiga not doing as much damage as he nearly would like to, but they have gotten through the mana shield and Ghost is taken down. Sin-Q is here, but BZM is as well. Another rotation out from Paparazzi. Makes the jump onto Taiga. BZM laying into Sin-Q, but not really having a ton of damage. There's still 4 stick charges. BZM committing for the kill. Dive underneath the tower, pulled back now by that level 1 electric vortex. You can really see actually now how big that nerf was. That was basically a mini stun there on the Storm Spirit. Either way, BZM is going to be able to get away with this one scot-free. Another kill here onto the Medusa, and maybe Winter, another kill? There's no shackle shot here. Paparazzi has 2 bottle sips. Another zip. BZM, yeah, with the Arcane Rune, could have chased nearly forever, but it did time out. He will have to desist.
Yep, bot lane. JT just got his level 6, so instantly asserting dominance onto the start. So you see the result of the early game, right? One team has decided to set an Enigma, and Enigma still has some farm, but the Primal also managed to find his own farm by dragging the creeps back, and he's level 6 right now, same as, I mean, the Enigma just popped level 7, but both the offlaners managed to, I would say, survive the early game being alone. And when it comes to the mid game, we'll just have to see who's going to be more useful with lower net worth, either the Primal or the Enigma.
They're going against top lane, by the way. BZM, he is really out here to destroy anything that shows itself top. Ghost is not here, however. He's actually already in the triangle. As OG, they even bring over Yuragi. They seem to be wanting to push this tower now, Winter.
Yeah, so far the tri-lane has proved to be successful. Slug is on top of net worth. He's getting a diffuser right away, not even getting a Midas. Enigma is pretty decent net worth wise, and Green Ranger as well having a pretty good start so far.
Yeah, managing to out-rotate the Storm very effectively so far. See what this next rune spawn is going to bring us. OG, though, in a pretty dominant position here out of the lanes. Yuragi even returning down bottom to collect the minute 9 Lotus. He's feeling that confident
Value.
completely by himself down here. In fact, he's pinging. He might want to make a play here.
Dire's top tower
He's under a ward. Sin-Q did spot him.
Dire's
Eyes on over to the mid lane as DM takes the tower down top. See where this rune spawns. It'll be down bottom. A shield rune now into the hands of Paparazzi. See if that will make any sort of a difference here. That is an item purchased very early on, though. Yuragi already having this Diffusal Blade online. Just enough mana there remaining for JT to get the onslaught to safety, however.
I mean, you'll see the difference right now between the Enigma and the Primal. Enigma still manages to down the tower, but Primal, he's gonna have a hard time doing the same thing, you know? All he can hope for right now is just trying to catch up in farm. He's getting a Blade Mill still. I'm not sure if I like it because you're behind. I mean, it's certainly good against the Wind Ranger, Focus Fire, the Slug, and the Enigma.
The biggest problem here is that he can't give the boot to the Slark, can he? Slark seems very confident here. You know, the Enigma is now farming top lane. Xtreme Gaming, you know, they're here to defend their tower. They do have themselves now that Chaotic Offering, so they do have a Black Hole cancel here. But it's going to be difficult now for Xtreme. Actually, maybe not. They decide they are the ones who are going to make this move now aggressively. They're going to smoke their way towards DM. Eyes on bottom, though, where Ghost is farming somewhat dangerously, but it seems like the smoke now. Ooh, they haven't quite caught him. But JT will be able to catch him now with the onslaught. Beautiful hook shot as well, connecting the RTP on over. Taiga letting loose now on the Echo Stomp, immediately canceling the Pulverize onto 2 into the Black Hole. Look at the combo now from the side of OG. A thing of beauty. In comes the Chaotic Offering now, but it's too late to save the life of JT. Sin-Q also finished off by one more power shot. This Golem is actually kicking some butt. Taiga, he's going to be taken down. Paparazzi Shield Rune active. He makes the play immediately towards Yuragi now, but he's got Shadow Dance now on Yuragi. The Shield Rune keeping Paparazzi safe, but out of mana now. Is not going to be able to dive any further. BZM still maybe looking for a fight here. He's going to go ahead and just take things easy now. A 2-for-2 trade. Just about even there, isn't it, Winter? Minute 12 rune. Hold on. Paparazzi leashed up. Careful here. BZM does have the shackle shot. Didn't connect onto a tree that time. JT has respawned. The Golem as well. Still in the fight. DM no longer has the BKB, and JT immediately making moves onto him. Seb with Finger of Death at the ready. Will land only one on that stun here. Still has that Hex preventing Paparazzi from jumping in, but now they're going to focus down onto Seb. Hex immediately turns onto Paparazzi. Oh, Yuragi makes the jump back on in, and this time it's Paparazzi a bit too aggressive as he does take down Seb at the cost of his own life. BZM collects a second kill there at the end of this fight with the power shot, and that should be now, Winter. The tower going down. OG
another Echo
back in their own. This could be another fight, a kill as well, as the Shackle finds the one lone tree there underneath the tier 2 tower. Sin-Q doing what he can. Taiga going in pretty deep here. Taiga is going to end up going down for this one. Yuragi getting involved here to still a little bit more agi at the very least. But OG, finally, Winter. Some wind, some real wind in their sails today.
Yeah, that's a very, very big deal. That allowed them to get the tower, but it's a little taste of what the game's gonna be like, you know? Like the first Black Hole, Elder Python, Earth Splitter, then we saw a Rock. And that's gonna be the story of the team fights later on, you know? Who gets the better initiation, who gets the better counter initiation. And so far...
And that time it was just DM with a good read, right? With the Faded Brooch, he's actually quite speedy. They're gonna try, actually, for JT top lane. Did not connect onto a tree there. JT is receiving some reinforcements here, but will still onslaught away. You were saying, though?
I mean, so far so good, you know, like for OG. I think this game is by far showed that the tri-lane has worked. Enigma was able to still catch up, you know, despite being behind. But the Primal, on the other hand, like this hero does not like being behind, and he doesn't have the same tools as Enigma, you know, from behind. And we might, you know, start to see more tri-lanes if this tends to become a trend. After,
it worked out. This is by far, you know, in the 2 games of OG that we've casted now, Winter, this is the best the Enigma has ever looked. You're right.
You know, that's the point of Enigma, right? You pick this hero early and you don't have to protect him as a core, you know? He'll be fine alone. And it allows you a lot of freedom on the supports to just set up kills on the map. I mean, this used to be what you do with Enigma, you know, back in the day. You know? Like you just try lane and then you solo Enigma 1v2, 1v3, and you get your farm.
Okay, BZM up into the high ground. DY does have Chaotic Offering. Sin-Q falling quite low as Rocky now is going to get caught here. DY, they're all standing inside of this split earth as well as JT uninterrupted here during the pulverize. DM drops the black hole, immediately canceled as DY has enough mana there to drop the golem. Seb holding on to his own figure of death will prevent Ghost from interrupting this fight as it's 2 cores down already. And the control, it's beautiful here onto the Medusa. Ghost able to get off a Stone Gaze, refilling the mana here as well. Yuragi is not going to let Ghost out of the fight this easily, however. He does not have Shadow Dance any longer, Winter, but it might not matter as he is tearing apart the side of Xtreme Gaming now. DY, he will die in the place of Ghost, but it's OG continuing to take fights where they please. Doing quite swimmingly so far in this game number 2.
Yeah, this game has been just night and day, compared to the first game. This time around, they got the right lane set up and everything just fall into pieces naturally. Like the Slab has been getting a good start. He's combining with the Wind Ranger. He got a lot of kills, and obviously the Lion as well, setting up a lot of them with the stun and the Hex. And now that he has a Blink, it's pretty easy for him to just catch out the Storm. Like Storm is gonna have a hard time right now with the Blink online on the Lion.
Paparazzi, maybe baiting himself here. There is a Seb now.
BZM's alone.
Not really. I mean, the Seb's come through the Twin Gate. Paparazzi thought there were more heroes there. Sin-Q will connect now. TPs are incoming, though. OG willing to take this fight. BZM has been caught the once, showing off his brand new Lotus and now Javelin. DM showing up to this fight as well with only the pipe to offer, but careful. Yuragi in some trouble. Well, actually, no, so pardon me. It's Sin-Q who's in some trouble. Yuragi stealing even more Agi. Winter, he's up to 10 permanent stacks now of Agi.
Yeah.
Well, you don't like max upheaval?
I mean, I know that's what you're supposed to do. I'm just saying, like, this hero is not very useful outside cancelling black holes. And if your team is behind, what do you actually do in the team fights?
You just be a consistent black hole cancel. I mean, it's not as great a job for him as it is suitable for the silencer. Hold on here, Ghost has been scanned on out. Yuragi already connecting here. DY doesn't have Golem for another 40 seconds. All he can offer is the upheaval, but Ghost, he needs mana, he needs teammates, he's gonna have none of it. He will go down. 3rd death for him this game. And Winter, I'd say DY is just dead to rights here. Yuragi making the jump in. Seb connecting on the stun and hunting for the next target for the side of OG as DY finish underneath the tower. Paparazzi able to at least see this one coming. Will be able to get out in time. But OG, they are confident in this game.
This game is slipping away so quickly for XG right now. They have to try to find some momentum with the Blade Mail. I guess maybe you have to wait for the BKB on the Primal. I think the Primal is just not allowed to do any... Oh, they're going to even find the power shot.
Yeah. Oh, they are going to try and interrupt here. JT thinking about fighting this one. Paparazzi is going to connect on that Vortex. Good job on that Atos out from BZM and a beautiful 2-man shackle shot to boot. Seb dropping tips now onto his mid laner as he will be able to counter-initiate. Seb with a Blink Dagger here already, by the way. Echo Stomp. Maybe
Here
they
comes
even
Yuragi.
pause, but Yuragi, yeah, he's lurking back in this fight.
He sees the Snake Lady.
Medusa now sees him, already quite low on the mana. Manta Style is not going to dodge out too much of this as Yuragi is going to be turned to stone. Dark Pack is active. Fight onto the back lines already breaking out as JT is going to be taken down. This is not a good fight anymore for the side of Xtreme Gaming. Yuragi getting kited around underneath the tier 2 tower. Can't quite get his hands onto Ghost, but the rest of OG now collapsing upon this fight. Will be easily able to take down the Warlock. BZM with the tip onto Taiga as they're using the vision from the Astral Spirit beautifully this game, Winter.
He's still hunting Medusa.
That he is, and now he's found her this time. No Stone Gaze to protect herself. In fact, there's the Shadow Dance. DM will close the door shut now. Maybe even on game 2. I mean, OG, they're looking unstoppable here, Winter.
Yeah, there's not much XG can do right now. Your primary playmakers are the Primal Beast and the Storm. They're both not having a good of a game at the moment, and your Medusa is dying solo to the Slug. That is not a good sign at all. When Slug gets Diffusal and it's ahead of net worth against the Dusa just can't play the game.
Hook shot. Paparazzi zipping in after. It's a level 1 ball lightning, though. Shackle shot only stopping Sin-Q as they will force back Yuragi there with the cogs. It's a big kill, Winter. Signs of life now from the side of Xtreme as they do deny their tier 2 tower.
They need another 5 more of those. Okay, maybe not 5, 3 more.
JT? He might end up dropping here. DM has already dropped the Malefice as JT just slowly ticking down here to the Midnight Pulse, to the Eidolons now. DY does actually save his life. He's okay for now. Sinq as well, even going so far as to block the Eidolons with the cogs. Okay.
How did he even survive? I have no idea. I guess the Warlock heal was just enough. Level 2 heal.
The Warlock heal, yeah. Really, the Warlock heal, the Pavis as well, you know, absorbing some of that physical damage, certainly making quite a big difference there, isn't it?
Yeah, right now they have to somehow create enough space for JT to get a BKB and hopefully win a team fight out of that. Yeah, I think the Storm is also gonna need some time farming. He wants to finish his Kaya, deal more damage. You don't have enough damage right now. Like, sure, you have the Rock and the Hook Shot to stop the Black Hole, but the Black Hole is not even a problem right now. The Slug is too big of a problem. Like, they don't have the right tools to kill the Slug. I mean, that's the issue when you have Warlock as your support, right? Like, Warlock doesn't do anything to a mobile hero like Slug.
No, he does not. Pounces to get out of Upheaval. Of course, all the Dispels to get rid of Fatal Bonds. I mean, there's really no point to even putting a Shadow Word, honestly, onto a Slark. 2 Pounces now, by the way, for Yuragi, who has himself the Ag Scepter. With that Oblivion Staff that was the Echo Saber, he's going to turn that now into the Mage Slayer for even more magic resist. Sinq, he's going to be the one getting jumped now, put to sleep. Rude Awakening now. JT counter-initiating. Actually, the Shackle Shot only connected onto 1. Sinq got what he came for, though. Got that Wisdom Rune, but BZM with a DD Rune active tears right through JT. Another jump. They're going to try and take down Yuragi. They need way more damage. The Storm is just dead, Winter. Eviscerated. JT is going to buy back. Yuragi, he's fallen low. Does not have a Shadow Dance anymore, but he's out of here in time. That's already the Hex out from Seb. Ghost showing up to this fight, trying to make a difference. Can't really change much now as OG. They're going to look for round number 2. Oh, the Gleipnir catching both. Set up beautifully by Taiga. Now, as the Black Hole immediately interrupted. Oh, JT doing what he can onto the BZM, but it's not nearly enough. The upheaval canceled immediately. Seb as well, just draining away the mana, the resources that Xtreme Gaming have to fight. DM is killed off by JT as Xtreme Gaming still looking for a way back into this game, looking for a way back into this fight, Winter. We'll see what they can find as Seb blinks away. Yuragi has still a pounce charge. He's just regenning his HP. And that is as much as Xtreme Gaming are going to get for the buyback of JT, Winter. They only find themselves the offlane Enigma.
Yeah, this is not good enough. And right now, I feel like he's not going to get the BKB anytime soon with that buyback. He's going to have to join fights no matter what and try to hope for the best. Maybe if he doesn't die, then he gets to his BKB. Because right now the Medusa needs the primal to just be there for her, you know, create the space and be there at every fight.
Stupendous.
Okay, I said they need what, 5 of those.
Bottom, JT, he scouted, he's in trouble. Seb immediately wasting no time. Frogs actually can go through the twin gates, of course. You can even go through them, I believe, if you're rooted, can't you? But they will be able to kill onto JT. JT with the XD as well. I believe in game number 1 of this series, he also hit Seb with an XD after they got a kill onto him. How the tables have turned since yesterday, Winter, in this game number 2.
It's nice to see players having a light-hearted moment, you know. Playing for millions of dollars, but still, you know, having a moment to chill and have fun.
Yeah, and I played for lots of millions of dollars here, of course. But so far, OG looking completely revitalized here. The bounce back has been incredible here in game number 2 for them. I really have to commend them for that. I mean, again, it's not easy to do, especially after quite a difficult game that they faced just previously.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a lot of potential in the tri lane right now, and maybe you're gonna see all teams, you know, experiment with it, at least try it in certain scenarios, like whenever you have Enigma and the opponent drops like a greedier offlaner that needs more farm, so you have the option to sacrifice your offlaner and slow down his greedier offlaner. So I think this is going to add a lot towards the drafting.
I was wondering when we'd see that second defusal as BZM nearly kills himself on the Tormentor. It's coming now. If BZM will let his courier reach him ever, he does TP home away from it. But that Diffusal Blade is now complete. So that's Diffusal Blade number 2 already online.
This is a sad Medusa. 24 minutes, still don't have butterfly, and you click on the enemy. Oh no, 1 diffusal, 2 diffusal.
Yeah, yeah, things are going to get mighty difficult here. That butterfly is almost complete, though, Winter. Should happen here as soon as he finishes farming these two camps. I mean, what's the real turnaround time in here for the side of Xtreme Gaming? Could they turn it around on this butterfly, on this bottled arcane rune that Paparazzi has? Is this enough of an opening, or are we at the stage of the game where OG just needs to make mistakes?
I think the butterfly is a reasonable timing. They have to try to choose one of those timings to fight. Hook shot.
All right, Yuragi going in aggressively. He's covered by this Aegis. Earth Splitter does actually catch Paparazzi as well as JT leaping through the fight. That is only the Depth Shroud and now the Shadow Dance, both used actually from the side of Yuragi. Gleipnir finding the kill onto Sin Q, as well as Ghost Courier, but Taiga is taken down. Ghost out of mana, but able to get off the Stone Gaze. Will reset this fight here for the side of Xtreme. He desperately needed that. They couldn't really fight any longer.
And that's not bad for XG, but they still lose the tower at the end of the day. I mean, it was a pretty decent fight overall, I think. They didn't need to use the golem, so they still have the golem. They only used the stone gaze, and they're gonna have hook shot up very soon.
Yeah, not a whole lot used by the side of OG either, though, right? Just Depth Shroud and Shadow Dance, basically.
Which are not exactly spells with long cooldown.
Yeah.
I mean, Slug just likes to just keep poking you because all his spells are just such low cooldown.
It is at least, though, you know, well, for the side of OG anyway, it's a window you have here for 35 seconds now and counting down, where Ghost does not have Stone Gaze, but I'm not sure how much OG are willing to really push the envelope here on this first Aegis. How much do they really need to get out from this one, Winter?
I think as much as possible, because at the end of the day, it's still like a Medusa, you know, you don't want the game to go too long. And your BKB Black Hole is not the end it all spell, you know, because there's a rock.
Yep,
and there's a hook shot.
There do be a rock and a hook.
So you definitely need to farm the map, you know, choose your fights wisely, make sure you limit the Medusa's access to the ancient camps, and Yuragi is in, you know, he does
Yeah, he's in. BCM, oh, 3-man trample here. They have the kill, though, onto the Storm Spirit. The Black Hole as well, connecting onto JT. They don't catch him. They missed it, but maybe it was just for the stun. Winter, Seb, saved by the Depth Shroud as JT. His BKB has ended. He's got Onslaught in 2 more seconds. Yuragi, though, with the pounces, the leash. He's not going anywhere, and he doesn't have the buyback either. Oh, Winter, that's not how XG drew it up. You had one job, DY.
One job, and he does not deliver this time.
Did not deliver the Enigma Black Hole with that additional cast range on the Aether Lens, stopping him from finding it. I don't know what it was.
To be fair, it might not have mattered, you know. The Pyro would have died still.
Yeah. If it's not like an instant cancel on the Black Hole, it's... you know, if you're not first, you're last, basically, in that kind of an arrangement. Taiga trying to make a sneaky move there on the recall. Astral Spirit Fortify is used. Now there's a butterfly here for this Medusa.
Yep, very good high ground defense from XG right now. Medusa and Upheaval. Good luck going up high ground against that. I mean, sure, if they go out of the map, it's easy for you to kill them with the Slug, Night Vision, Wind Ranger, and Lion hunting them down with the blinks. But what if they just sit on the high ground, you know, and wait, you know? Slug is not the best sieger.
No, he is not. Especially when you do kind of give him the boot, he loses all these essence stacks that he did just fight for. You know, he gets another breath of life, I would say, at 25 with the essence stack duration talent, but we're still a ways away from that. Ghost about to hit level 3 as well. Level 3 ultimate, pardon me, as they do decide to smoke up. See what they can find for now. Only Taiga the one showing. Onslaught on forward. JT will find him here. Should be an easy kill. The question is, how strong can OG counter-initiate? Earth Splitter is only going to catch one. Yuragi, though, he's already on a Paparazzi. The stun. Oh, the damage. Yuragi, unable to find the kill in the shot, or the power shot just barely off the mark. Is this an opportunity now? Ghost taking a lot of damage here, standing in the in-between as another pounce does catch Paparazzi. Still able to just barely zip away, but it's Ghost now, trapped, isolated from the rest of his team. He's going to end up going down. Yuragi doing his best Arteezy impression, cliffs himself, but the rest of his team has more than enough damage as Seb, well, who's going to get the kill? It's Seb. All right, just needed to decide whether or not he wanted to use the Finger of Death, and he decides, yeah, you know what, I'll let one rip. Why not?
Plus 200 bonus damage, Finger. Hashtag worth. Just need to give yourself an excuse that you want to
Winter,
use the
quick
finger
question
to
for
get
you.
kills.
What was Ghost doing in that fight?
Tanking damage.
He used the Stone Gaze initially to try and, I guess, save the storm. And he did that, but Paparazzi continuing to stick around was mighty aggressive.
Did he get stomped? I think that was probably what happened, and nobody hit him, so
Nope.
he got...
Nope, they killed Taiga before he got an Echo Stomp off.
Wasn't really sure, you know. I knew that he ran in with the stone gates, and after that he did nothing, and he lost all his mana.
He saved the storm, at the very least.
I mean, if you're the Medusa and you're saving the storm, I'm not even sure if that's a good idea.
I mean, not if you're a Medusa here. There's just an arcane ring chilling on the high ground, by the way. I wonder whose that is or what purpose it serves. Oh, maybe it's Paparazzi's? No?
Yep, they see actually smoking up. I mean, they have to try to make something work right now. Like, nothing is working for them so far, you know. They have to try to get a kill, whatever, you know, kill a support, kill anyone.
This could be disastrous, though. I mean, Ghost, his smoke, oh, he's so close actually to this Enigma. It does break the Invis rune, so it's no longer as big of a deal. That was almost scary. I mean, high ground defense is good. The Aegis has been reclaimed by OG, but you know,
can't farm. Dusa's not hitting creeps.
yeah, I mean, the boot has been thoroughly applied to the neck here. I mean, Xtreme Gaming, they're not getting much out of this game anymore. Even Taiga is farmed as hell. He's got a Heaven's Halberd.
Can't wait for him to get an Aghanim's.
I don't know if we're going to get there, honestly. All right, I mean, discipline play here. They will hold the ward. The ward's going to be scouted now as OG. They're going to take the fight underneath their own ward. The Hex, oh my goodness, the damage. Paparazzi immediately dead. He's going to buy back. This has to be the fight. They've already dropped the rock as well. That frees up DM to use a black hole if he needs to. Taiga starting to do the damage in as well as Ghost. He's already let loose the Stone Gaze. Yuragi, he's had Shadow Dance the whole time. Ghost is dead. Dead without buyback for a minute. There's the black hole only for JT. Pull him up onto the cliff. Why not? As Paparazzi rooted down and caught, leashed up, killed, will be forced to capitulate. OG, they take game number 2 and bounce back after 3 straight losses to Xtreme Gaming.
Yeah, very, very nicely done. Tri-lane working out, and this Warlock on Xtreme Gaming just felt like he couldn't really do much, you know, in the dual lane against the tri-lane. And after that, like, cancelling the black hole just didn't feel like it mattered that much anymore, because they were so far behind the early game. They took a trade, you know. We're gonna sack our Enigma. We're gonna force your Primal to be poor, and the Enigma was definitely more useful this game than the Primal.
Yeah, indeed. This goes to show you, you know, no one beats OG 3 times in a row with the Enigma. As it'll finally net them a win. And I agree with you, Winter. I think it does have to do quite a bit with this Warlock pick. I mean, here he is just doing whatever he can. Max upheaval.
Upheaval.
No.
You think you're gonna do a lot of damage all the time, and then you realize, oh, okay, maybe I'm actually just not doing anything in the fights.
Yeah,
I mean, this is a pretty decent upheaval, right? But they're still losing the fight.
Yeah, but then he has to cancel it to actually, you know, cast his other good spell. I mean, is good spell casting, you know, he got that Fatal Bonds off first. I just don't know how much of a difference it would have made, honestly.
It's just unreliable, you know, the upheaval. Maybe if it's faster, it charges up faster or something, you know. Like, it's just not reliable in the team fights.
Yeah, not this game at least. And ends up finding a victory here, a 1-1 draw for OG, as they finally are going to be able to get their first points here in the Riyadh Masters group stage. Well played to them for that. Especially, you know, I do want to commend the way that they bounced back after that difficult game. I was genuinely thoroughly impressed with that. I think after game 1, it was 4-30, 4 something, right? Pretty one-sided game. It looked like it was going to be a repeat of yesterday, if not worse, and They say absolutely not. They picked themselves the Enigma. They proved me wrong. They proved you wrong. And hey, maybe even a couple of people now surprised at what OG can really show us. You know, they play also really well with that ET. I know everyone's always been like, oh, China, they're the only region picking ET. Yeah, Taiga plays it too. Did a damn good job this game, didn't he?
I mean, the ET is particularly useful if you are killing heroes in a lane. So putting the ET on a tri lane, and the difference this time was they were able to control the wave in front of the tower. I think yesterday when they did the tri lane, they weren't able to do that. So they wasted a lot of time, and XP because you have 3 people in one lane and you're not getting kills. And this game, they made the adjustment, they blocked the medium camp. The 2 heroes couldn't really do much. They pulled the wave back, they got the double stack on the small camp, they pulled, and after that, there was just nothing the Primal could do in the lane. And that was
Yep.
perfect for the ET. He got a couple of kills in the lane, he's really happy.
Ended up being a bit difficult for them there as Xtreme Gaming unable to bounce back after a very successful tri lane, pardon me, from the side of OG. That is going to wrap us here on this series over on the D stream, folks. We are going to be going to a pretty long break, around 40 minutes here, before we're going to get started with Team Liquid versus TSM. That's going to be the next game over on this channel. But seeing as we did have a little bit of a speedier game number 2 here, I'd encourage you to check out either the A, B, or the C streams here, where you can catch the other Group A matches that are going to be ongoing. For now, though, you can stay here or join us in 40 minutes where you're going to see Group B resume and wrap up the day here, day number 1 in the Riyadh Masters 2023 group stage. It'll be Winter and I taking on, well, not taking on, actually, thankfully, because they would beat the hell out of me. But it's Liquid and TSM who are taking on each other, and Winter and I will be casting that one to you in 40 minutes, though. So jump around between the channels, find your favorite teams, and we'll see you in a bit when we return for more Dota group stage action. Until